And from Harvard Eye Associates, I want to welcome Dr. John Hovannisian to our program. Thank you for joining us, as always.
Good to see you, Michael, and congratulations on finishing your master's degree program.
I have finished my master's degree. I'm a studious person, and I'm pretty excited about the whole thing. It's been quite the challenge. You finished your doctorate quite some time ago.
It's been a little while.
Belated congratulations on that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, happy to.
We want to talk about the relationship between glaucoma and sleep, and there's this new study that's found some connection. But first of all, let's talk about what glaucoma actually is and how does it start in the eye for folks who don't know.
Yes, well, glaucoma is a leading cause of blindness when it goes untreated, and yet it's a very controllable disease when we know about it. Glaucoma is a disease where high pressure inside the eyeball causes slow, painless, and irreversible damage to the optic nerve, which carries the signal of vision to the brain. And if it advances too far, it'll blind you. And they call it the sneaky thief of sight, because glaucoma often has no symptoms at all, and it's one of the reasons people should have eye exams, even if they feel like they have perfect vision.
Mm-hmm. Now, is the high pressure in the eye related to high blood pressure, or are they two different things?
They're two separate things, although it turns out that people who have high blood pressure often have high eye pressure. The systems are not connected directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So what do we know about exactly this study and the patients that they picked for this study? They already had glaucoma, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
In fact, so there was a population study looking at 6,700 people, all over age 40. And they did a questionnaire which asked about hours of sleep, quality of sleep, how long they took to fall asleep, and daytime symptoms. And they also did scans of the optic nerve and a visual field test, a field of vision, peripheral vision test.
Okay.
So, yeah. It was not just in glaucoma.
It wasn't just in
patients.
glaucoma. Okay, so the study, they did look at the optic nerve and the damage and vision loss in some portions, that kind of thing too. So they kind of got this reading of where we're going. And then they started studying the sleep. And respondents, it was about amount of time of sleep they were getting, difficulty falling asleep. There was a gamut of things they looked at, right?
They did, yeah. So one of the findings was that for people who got more than 10 hours sleep a night, which is a little counterintuitive, or much less than 7 hours, there was a significantly increased risk, like 3 times, of having glaucoma.
Now, that was interesting to me. That was one of the things that really stood out to me. It's like, you always say, oh, get lots of sleep, get those, if you need 8, 9, 10 hours, get that sleep. And now it's like less than 7 or more than 10 is this kind of weird window for glaucoma.
So in many cases, people who sleep longer, like more than 10 hours, do so because the quality of their sleep is very poor. So they're constantly tired. If they have the freedom to go to bed, don't have to go to work, they may do that. And so they would report sleeping more, even though they're really not sleeping well.
They're in bed, but they're not really getting that good quality sleep.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And so that was one issue. Another was if you take either more than 30 minutes to fall asleep or less than 10 minutes to fall asleep.
And that was another one that grabbed my attention, right? That there's this like a little sweet spot between their, 8 and 29 minutes is the good place for that.
Yeah, that's right. So, anywhere from around 10 minutes to 29 minutes is sort of the healthy range for people. It should take that long to fall asleep. Mm-hmm. If it's much less, you're probably sleep deprived. Mm-hmm. And if it's much more, you probably have other issues that are interfering with your quality of sleep as well. And so that's why both are a marker for poor quality sleep.
Yeah, and I guess that comes with, because sometimes my head hits the pillow, I don't even know it, and sometimes I roll to toss and turn. So there's an inconsistency, I would imagine, with a lot of people too. So that's a hard window to pin down and not have to worry about it.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So there are limits to any type of study, and especially a survey-reported study. They were not applying electrodes or probes and things to actually measure sleep in these patients. It was a lot of patients, but it's certainly telling in the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. Then there were other questions they asked, like, are you able to remember things during the day? Mm-hmm. I'm glad I could remember what I was supposed to say.
Right.
Or do you have difficulty doing hobbies because you feel too sleepy to engage in that hobby? Mm-hmm. Either of those, if the answer is yes, I have trouble with that, is an indicator and a significantly increased risk of glaucoma.
Right. And they also had a little connection maybe to sleep medication. If you're taking something to help you get to sleep, what was that?
Yeah, that's right. If you require sleep medication, very often that indicates, again, that you have some issues with quality of sleep, and the medications themselves can interfere with quality of sleep. increase the risk of glaucoma.
So what did they kind of conclude? Obviously, there's probably need more studies, but what was the hypothesis or conclusion in terms of sleep and glaucoma connection?
Good studies often answer some questions and then raise other questions. And this is such an example. We've known for a long time that sleep apnea, which is incredibly common and underdiagnosed because people don't want to know if they have it, is very highly associated with heart disease and high blood pressure and premature death. And we think glaucoma is kind of in that family of diseases, that there's a circulatory element to glaucoma that we don't completely understand yet. But the association here with this disease and sleep quality and those other diseases and sleep quality implies two things to me. First, that everybody who's over age 40 should have an eye exam, even if you feel like you have perfect vision. The American Academy of Ophthalmology has been recommending that for a long time, and we do too. And there are plenty of great quality doctors in the community who can help you do that. And then the second recommendation is if you have any doubts about your quality of sleep, try to get a sleep study. And you know, sometimes it's difficult to get that because insurances don't like to cover them, but you can sort of do your own sleep study. Get yourself an Apple Watch or one of those Oura rings, or there are some nice monitoring devices that don't cost very much money. Read about what normal sleep quality and duration should look like and find out. And if you suspect based on what you learned that you have trouble with your sleep quality, talk to your doctor, your primary care doctor, and see if you can get a sleep study. Even, you know, as this study shows us, you don't need a fancy device to tell you that you're not sleeping well. Most people who aren't sleeping well kind of know it.
Yeah, and folks, we're not messing with your eyes. One of our lights is kind of flickering right now in the studio, so we're not doing this on purpose.
If you're seeing flashing lights, you should come to Harvard Eye Associates.
Is glaucoma preventable?
Glaucoma is treatable. It is not always preventable. It's a disease that you know, may be part of your genetic makeup, and there may be factors that we can't just get in and prevent it. But we have such great treatments, including those that don't require eye drops. Some of the newest inventions in glaucoma involve simple treatments that can almost eliminate eye drops and help people to have better quality life and no glaucoma.
And when someone is diagnosed with glaucoma, are there things they can do health-wise and sleep-wise that you recommend besides the medications?
Well, certainly lowering your pressure is important. Certainly having good follow-up with your doctor is important. And certainly living a healthy lifestyle, eating right, getting some exercise, and being a happy person. Those three things, if you do those, you're probably doing 90% of what you can to live a long and, well, happy life.
Well, there you go. Speaking of long and happy lives and helping out people, I want to touch real quickly on your trips to Armenia that you've done in the past. You have some coming up on the schedule?
We've got about 30 doctors who are coming with us this September to Armenia. Armenia in the former Soviet Union is a very poor country where healthcare is lacking, and eye care is getting better and better thanks to the work of our nonprofit, the Armenian Eye Care Project, which is online at eyecareproject.com. If you have dry eye, go online to that website, eyecareproject.com, and watch one of the videos with the patient stories, because I promise after you watch those videos, you won't have dry eye anymore.
And not only do you guys go over and treat, it's, you know, kind of Doctors Without Borders kind of a thing, where you go in there and you do treatments and you do procedures, but you're also teaching, right? You're also teaching the next generation of maybe Armenian ophthalmologists and eye doctors, right?
Yeah, we focus on local doctors and building capacity, not just in the capital city where a third of the population is, but throughout the country. That's been a real focus of the Armenian Eye Care Project really since day one. And when doctors come from the U.S., we're talking about top U.S. ophthalmologists and optometrists who come to teach their craft and really elevate the level of care. Yes, we do surgery. We help teach new procedures that maybe they haven't done, but there's some very advanced doctors in that country. Frankly, it's because of the training we've given them over the years. 30 years we've been doing this, and so we've made a real impact, but there's a lot more work to be done. And there's nothing better than standing at the bottom of the stairs of our mobile eye hospital in Armenia and talking to a little grandma who comes down and she says, "Last weekend my family had to take me by the hand so I could get to church. This morning, I had cataract surgery 2 days ago, and this morning I cooked breakfast for my granddaughter. You gave me my life back.
Yeah.
Thank you."
Life-changing stuff you guys are doing. Great work there. Thank you for coming in today. We appreciate it. And if you have any issues in terms of glaucoma or any other concerns, you got to go to the eye doctor. A good place to start is Harvard Eye Associates with Dr. John Hovannisian. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Great to see you, Michael.
Thank you. You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.